What is going on, you guys? It is your boy Cyrus Obsidian here at Obsidian Games, here to bring you some more Yu-Gi-Oh content. So let us swing on in. So for today's locals, we are taking a valuable lesson that we learned from our regional, and we are going back to our roots. We're going to start back at Arc 5, where we initially left off after we played Melodious and Raid Raptor. We're going to our personal favorite, Yuya Sakaki's deck, with a twist. So we're combining the love interests here in Yuya Sakaki and Zuzu Boyle and attempting to mesh their two decks together to give us the ultimate Melodious Supreme King deck. Now, I say deck when this is really just amalgamation of two different engines working together to really push themselves to solidify and break boards. So without further ado, let me show you the profile that we are working with for today. All right, let me show you the profile that we are rocking with. So I like this variant a little bit more out of all the Melodious variants that you can play, aside from Pure. Pure is by far probably the best, but we decided to stick with combining the Supreme King engine. We are playing one copy of Astrograph Sorcerer with 3 copies of Supreme King Gate. This is what really helps our combos really be facilitated with 1 Gate 0, 2 Dragon Dark Worms, and 2 Dragon Lightworms. And then to round out our Supreme King engine, we play 2 copies of Wings of Light. We wanted to play 3, but I think 2 was probably our best consistency piece, keeping in line with how we want to play the deck. So this is how our Supreme King engine looks. It is very small, yes, but it's very effective at what it can do and then what it does do. And then for the Melodious engine, we play 3 copies of Refrain, 2 Couplet, 1 Concerto, and 3 Ostinato, which you'll see rounded about as like the standard. If you play this as an engine, this is what you're playing, this 9 card slots. And it works out very great, very beautifully, as both engines do have like their own 1 to 2 card starters, which is really great. Facilitating that, we are playing 3 copies of Dragon Shrine with 1 copy of Tactics Talent. We thought about this being our 3rd copy of Wings of Light, also this being our 4th Dragon Shrine and Foolish Burial, but I felt like Talents was a little bit better, even though it is a 1-of in the deck. I still think that it's a little bit better, especially if we do see it. We're most of the time using the draw 2. But in some circumstances, being able to look at our opponent's hand is valuable. So that's why we are opting to play it. And then this is probably the most hand traps I've ever played in any pendulum build. At 15, we are playing 3 copies of Ash, 3 copies of Ghost Mourner, 3 copies of Effect Veiler, 3 copies of Droll and Lockbird, if I can just get them down, 3 copies of Imperm with the 1 called by. So yeah, like 15, I think at most in a pendulum build I've ever played was 12. That was back when I played Pepe, trying to bring it back into meta relevancy, which didn't work out all that great. But I think that these work, and our side definitely has room to help us with facilitating more hand traps as needed. Moving on to our extra deck, we play 1 Vortex with 2 Baka. This is what really helps us get into rank 7s and being able to get out Vortex. We are playing 1 Adamanticator Risen Dragite for our Synchro monster. We're able to make this, and since we do have a Water in the Grave, we have that Spell and Trap Negate live, which is great, because typically we're wanting to end on Vortex and Dragite, so that way we get the Omni and then the Spell and Trap Negate, just in case there's like things like Even the Match, because I really don't care about Cosmic Cyclone as much, since I only get rid of one of the scales rather than both. Lightning Storm, Duster, those are things that we do worry about seeing, right? Next, we do play 1 Abyss Dweller with 1 Baguska for our rank 4s. I think these are just solid ones in the format right now. The 1 Absolute and 1 Odd Eyes Rebellion XCs. Most of the times we're going into this with the 2 Bakas. Occasionally we'd use like Astrograph and a Baka. It's really occasionally. This is just so we can summon out our Supreme King Gate Magician. And then 1 Typhon. I think Typhon is just really great at being able to facilitate and help control boards when needed to. And then for our Link lineup, we are playing 1 IP Masquerena, 1 Beyond, and then 1 SP Little Knight. If you can't afford the SP, Nightmare Fiend Unicorn is definitely the better alternative. Then we round it with Exceed, 1 Apo, and then 1 Access to Doctor to just kind of help clear boards. When going second, we just straight climb into Access Code. We can game for most of the time. When setting up your board is really going to end on the Apo IP with access into either, well, most of the time SP, right? But alongside with Vortex and Dragite. So I mean, that's what you're looking at ending on. And a lot of times it doesn't look as threatening, but it is pretty threatening if you are that skilled of a player. So that said, I really like this variant a lot because it does allow for so much gas, but at the same time, it doesn't have much recursion when you blow through your entire extra deck. Since, as you can see, most of our extra deck is a bunch of like 1-ofs minus the Bakas. So that is my profile that we are going with for today. So let's see how well we can do and do our boy Astrograph proud. All right, so I noticed as I finished recording that I did not show you the side deck. So our side deck is going to look with 3 Ghost Spells and 3 Ghost Ogres to really help in hand traps. This is really more graveyard hate, and this is to get around, you know, a lot of like Tenpai and just face up spells, monster effects, you know, just kind of get rid of some threats that way. Next, for our last 9 slots, we are playing kind of board breakers with 3 Cosmic Cyclone, 3 copies of Forbidden Droplet, and 3 copies of Evenly Matched. So I think that these 3 are the best ones to play against the Snake Eye matchup specifically, since they can't set up a Omni Negate anymore, and Forbidden Droplet just kind of breaks the board. And especially if we open up Ostinato, we kind of just have full 1-card combo there, where we're not really worrying about anything, maybe an Ash, but you know, if our opponent's hand is depleted, then you know we're cooking. So that is the side deck that we're taking. So now let's head out to locals. So talking about a blast from the past, round 1 we play against Zombie Horus. Honestly, it's been a long time since I played against Zombie World Zombies, you know, Doom King Balrog, all that, with a Horus engine. So that was cool to see that. Game 1, he opened up first. I was able to crack his board, facilitate with hand traps. Like I literally had all the hand traps. We just drew into kind of our 1-card combo, kind of. Dragon Shrine is what really carried us, right? So we took game 1. Game 2 didn't open up like the greatest, but we had Forbidden Droplet to kind of stall, but it wasn't enough like I'd hoped. And then game 2, yeah, game 3, sorry. Game 3, we didn't open up the best at all. Like, I didn't see a single Melodious engine the entire game. Yeah. So it was kind of rough. But so we ended up taking a game 1 loss. Unfortunate. But hey, we're here to learn. We're experimenting with the deck anyways, like I said. You know, combining 2 different engines can be a little rough. So we'll see where we end up. Man, that was a well fought round 2. So we play against Paleo Tier. And it was wild. So game 1, we win the die roll, we go first. Something about just having the Supreme King engine and just playing Supreme King, I guess, works. Set up normal stuff. Take it. Game 2, he just had a lot of gas. Like I didn't see any like viable hand traps that would help in stopping the gas. And I had Evenly, and I could have used Evenly, and I didn't. So that's on me. Game 3, we opened up into the Ostinato package. So we just went full Ostinato, set up the same exact board. Crazy, right? And then we were able to take it on the clapback. So we're 1-1 right now with 2 more rounds left. So we'll see what happens. So probably wasn't my best round. Round 3, we play against Fire King, and we haven't seen Fire King in a hot minute. This is pure Fire King, by the way. He wins the die roll. He goes first. We did not have enough hand traps or a good combination of gas. He had Imperm, Ash, Troll. I mean, he had it all. Game 2, we were able to break his board after being hand trapped again, and we just were able to take it with Access Code, thankfully. And game 3, just same thing again. Just we opened up poor, very, very, very poorly. We weren't able to push through, and he was able to take it. We stalled on Baguska for a bit, but I mean, It's Baguska, man. It's Baguska. So we end up taking the L. We're at 1-2 right now. Not looking all too great. One more round. Maybe we get the bye. Maybe we actually take a game. We'll see. Yeesh, that was a bad last round. Play against Vanadium. And game 1, we had all the hand traps, but he had all the answers for him. So we full comboed off. Game 2, we were able to full combo off ourselves. Well, kind of full combo off. We were able to just stall Baguska. So I guess that's not really comboing off. Let's just Baguska pass. And then game 3, we opened nothing but hand traps. 2 Ash, 2 Imperm, Bell. Drew into Couplet. And then drew into Evenly. So, you know, there was nothing that we could do. The deck's good. I like the deck, but it does have its consistency issues and its balancing issues. If we played more pen stuff, we would play less hand traps. So that's something to consider going forward. But I still think Melodious is better as a standalone. So if you're wanting to play Melodious, Melodious is really good as its own, as you know, you can probably already tell. That's it for this local diaries, everyone. Thank you for joining me. And remember, like, comment, subscribe. Honestly, had fun tonight, even though we placed 10th place out of 11 people. We still did good, so I'm not too upset. But we'll pass it over to you.